In Case You Missed It with Khristina Williams is an iHeart Women's Sports production in partnership with Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment. Welcome to another episode of In Case You Missed It with Khristina Williams here on iHeart Women's Sports. And on today's show, we're joined by Golden State Valkyries point guard Veronica Burton. Back in December, she was selected by the team through the expansion draft. And now, less than a year later, the Golden State Valkyries have clinched a spot in the postseason in its inaugural year. But also, Veronica is a frontrunner for the Most Improved Award this season in the WNBA. So I'm excited to get to chat with Veronica, get to know her a little bit more, and see how this year has been so successful for the Golden State Valkyries. So without further ado, please welcome Veronica Burton to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Khristina. Thanks for having me.
So I know that the last 24 hours have been sort of a whirlwind for you and your teammates. You all have made history being the first expansion team in WNBA history to clinch a playoff spot in its inaugural season. What's the feelings been like for you in the last 24 hours?
Yeah, definitely kind of, a lot of mixed feelings. It's definitely, it is a big accomplishment and just something that we're really proud of as a team. This was one of our goals, and to be here, especially kind of throughout the ups and downs of the season, a lot of different injuries and roster swaps and lineup changes and everything like that. So to be here, I think it's one that we definitely don't take for granted and we're grateful for. But we also know, that's just one stop along the way, and we're hoping to, make a run.
I see that the Bay has shown up really big for this team. I had got a glimpse in February during NBA All-Star with the presence of how that community shows up for sports, but especially for women's basketball. What's it been like being in the Bay and having the community come around you all and support this team?
It's been surreal, honestly. I think similarly, I was able to see from afar, obviously as the ticket sales were coming in and all the social media and everything, I was seeing the buzz around it, but I didn't know what to expect necessarily. But to see it in full force, even from, game one here, at Chase Center, it's been incredible, and it's only gotten better. And I think it's just the start for us and for the Valkyries organization, but it's just made the entire experience that much better. And we're just grateful to be doing it alongside some incredible fans.
You were selected by the Valkyries in the expansion draft in December, but and throughout your career, you've sort of been like this journeywoman. But in this chapter of your life, you sort of stepped into a bigger role, I want to say, and you've been able to handle that really well. What do you remember about hearing your name in the expansion draft, and how does it feel to be chosen by this team and starting to build something from scratch, essentially?
Yeah. I remember I had such a mix of emotions. I was over in Australia, so I was already pretty far from home, and then just didn't really know which way it was going to go. And then to hear my name get called, or to know that I was going to be a Valkyrie, the main emotion was excitement. I couldn't have asked for a better situation to be coming into. Big opportunity, obviously, was available, and to have us be handpicked, I think that was something that I really was grateful for and appreciative of, because I knew that, the coaching staff and the front office saw value in me and wanted me there. And I think that gave me a level of reassurance that I didn't always have in the league. And so definitely some nerves too, another big change. I wasn't super comfortable with change. And then I was on my third team in 3 years. So I was a level of just maybe a little bit of doubt, a little bit of nerves, but definitely I was excited for the opportunity.
He talks about the feeling of being unsure when you were experiencing, this change in your life. But for a lot of players, expansion teams can be a reset, but at some point, I feel like this has been sort of something that was unlocked for you in this chapter. What is different about being here versus some of your previous stops?
Yeah, I definitely think, one, as you continue to gain experience in this league, it does slow down a little bit for you, and what your strengths and your weaknesses are, and you kind of grow in that. And even being able to play in Australia, I do think that helped me just kind of gain professional experience and more confidence. And I definitely did grow my game there. But then I do think a level of belief and confidence instilled in me. My coaches and teammates really just from the jump, like built me up. And we have such a selfless team and a team that, isn't necessarily built on a superstar or whatever, but or no ego. So we just like have so much fun playing together and have so much fun playing the game. And I think that's an environment where anyone would flourish, but that's an environment that I really enjoy and typically am successful in. And so I think that's really helped me and propelled me, honestly, in my career. And not to say that my other stops weren't like that. I just think it is, from a culture standpoint, it has been a perfect fit for me.
Yeah, and you were able to win in the WNBL out in Australia, and you talk about how that made you a better player. You're actually the only Valkyries player to start every single game this season. How did that consistency change the way you see yourself as a leader on the floor?
Yeah, that was huge for me. One, just the competitiveness that is in the WNBL and the physicality. Like it is genuinely a very difficult league, and I learned that fast. But also the style of play. I had a coach, Coach Kennedy, really again believed in me and invested in me. And I had told him even before signing, like I want to help win. I want to do this, but I also want to get better. I think that was a big goal of mine to go overseas. So just providing the resources. He did so many one-on-one workouts with me. I wanted to become a better shooter, especially off the dribble, and that was something that I worked on religiously with him. And so being able to implement that in game situations over there while I had the opportunity and a longer leash was big for my confidence, was big for my mental and my physical. I think I put on a lot of muscle over there, and they're really strong in Australia. So that was big for me as well. And then just carrying it over. Obviously, any professional experience is helpful, and then winning a championship alongside some veterans out there, some really good basketball players. Sammy Whitcomb was an incredible player to play alongside. So I do think it really helped my game.
Most teams, in terms of the chemistry, I feel like it takes time to click, but this team has been able to adapt and adjust through adversity. You talked about the roster changes a little bit earlier and the injuries that you guys have had this season. Was there ever a moment during the season where you felt like everything started to click for this team, where you felt like it was more than just, we're just trying to survive and get to the playoffs? It was just like, no, this is a solid group. And
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, honestly, early on, like I really do believe that. Obviously, even over the course of the season, we did have some change ups. But every single person that has put on a Valkyries uniform, like, has gelled with us. And the culture that we built here from training camp, like, there was a level of joy that we were playing with and the joy that we came in to work with every single day that honestly was refreshing to be a part of. And I think most of us, like probably everyone on the team, has been in a position where nothing is guaranteed in this league, and you really do have to show up every day and work for it. And so I think that translates to the court and how we prepare, how we go about things, and how we play the game. And so even that first LA game, we lost at home in the home opener, but you could tell like we can compete, we will compete, and like we just genuinely loved each other off the court, and it was going to continue to show up on the court. So really early in the season, and then with different obstacles, obviously losing KT is a major blow. But then to just see different people step up every single game, like we realized just how strong of a team we are.
What would you say is Coach Natalie's philosophy for this group? I know that sometimes in the press she tells us like, the job's not finished yet. We shouldn't be celebrating. But how do you remain in the moment knowing what the goal is ahead?
Right. Coach Nat is one of the most like disciplined, focused people I've ever met or ever worked with. And so I think when you have someone at the top just so extra locked in, like in every asset of the game, it translates and it trickles down. And so I think sometimes we have to remind her to, enjoy it and like, Nat, what you're doing is dope. And she's, again, one of the most humble people too. So she never wants to take any credit for anything. And so I think that's where we all balance each other really well is she keeps us humble and we celebrate her at the same time. And so, but we know, we know that it's not finished. This isn't, you know, it was a goal, but this isn't the goal just to make playoffs. So we know that it's just the first step. And so we're grateful for it. We sit in it for a little bit, but now we move on and just prepare for what's to come.
Maybe I want to talk about that 30-point game against the Mystics. It was one of your biggest games. What's something that stands out to you in terms of the details of that game that you'll never forget?
Hmm.
What clicked for you?
Yeah. Obviously it helps, once you kind of just get in that rhythm, that flow, like especially shooting from the outside. I think when I've hit a couple, my confidence is high. I'm shooting off the dribble or shooting catch and shoot threes. I think my teammates did a really good job of finding me, and Washington had gone a little bit of zone, and so just how can we dissect a zone? I think once you break a zone, it's like it becomes really easy and really comfortable. And I think that's kind of what happened. It stumped us for a little bit in the beginning, and then we navigated it. And I was hot that game, man. I don't know the last time I've made 6 threes in a game. So obviously that always helps. But just being aggressive. And like once I knew that I was hot, like taking the shots that maybe, if it's early in the shot clock, I would get off the ball or whatever. But with that game, like I knew that it was gonna go in. So I was pulling them.
It's not lost on me that you're in conversations this season as a front runner for the most improved player. When you think about, hearing your name in those conversations, what do you think about? What's in your mind?
Just gratitude, honestly. I'm not someone that gets very caught up on awards, whatever happens, whatever results that may end up being. I think it's more so just the process of being here right now, and just getting to hoop like freely, confidently, alongside some incredible people is what I'm grateful for. So obviously it's a blessing to even be mentioned in those. It's a testament to the growth that I've been able to see this year. But I just reminds me of the low moments, honestly, and how I was able to come out of them and how I was able to, override it and um, just hopefully like spread that. I think this league can be really difficult and people get cut all the time. People get waived all the time. And I know that the doubt that can creep in when that does happen, but just reminding people like all you need is one coach, is one team that believes in you, that finds value in you. And, if you're prepared, like it'll come.
What would you say is the thing that's anchoring you through, this momentum
Mhm.
that's carrying you this season?
Oh, my faith for sure. I think that's the thing that anchors me in everything, and who I am and why I play. I think it's really allowed me to feel peace in my game and in my performances, because I know that it's just like this is a game. I love it. I'm passionate about it and I put my all into it, but how I play is not who I am, whatever the game, whatever the award, whatever it may be, or lack thereof. I think just my faith in who I am in Christ is the most important thing to me and will remain that. And so that's allowed me to just feel a peace that's unexplainable, honestly.
This team and what you all are doing is definitely going down in the history books and setting the blueprint really for what expansion teams can look like in this first year. When you think about that sentence years from now, what do you think you'll feel?
Hmm. Yeah. It's crazy. I think it's gonna go by fast. Like I feel like, and it's like it's gonna be a few years from now, pretty soon. Ironically, I think we'll feel a level of joy and pride. Like this was not easy. Again, I don't want to act like we're over here, like all done and finished and the job is done. Like no, but just a level of pride and connectedness to the team that we had, the staff that we have here, because we did it together, night in and night out. Like it was not one single person. It wasn't even a few people. Like it was genuinely all of us. So I think we'll always kind of have that joy and pride for each other and with each other.
Before you get out of here, I gotta know your thoughts because Violet, the mascot, is taking
Yeah.
the world by storm. What's it been like to have a new mascot introduced to the W and just the energy Violet brings to
Yeah.
the arena?
Vi is awesome. I think it's dope. Like, obviously, we didn't know when a mascot would be announced or when we would meet Vi. But I think it just adds the element, the craziness, the excitement at Valhalla. Like, just to see Vi engage with fans and bring, another element to who we are has been really exciting to see and just fun. Like, people have fun at Valkyries games, and Violet brings a new level of energy, and she's fun, and so it's been great.
As we look towards the WNBA postseason, why should fans be excited about the Valkyries?
Oh, so many reasons. I think it's just like how we play the game. We play with a level of freedom and a level of joy that is refreshing here in this league, is refreshing in professional basketball. And I think it's cool when you don't know who it's going to be. You know, obviously, like, we've gotten into a rhythm, but on any given night, it can be any one of us. And I think there's something to be said about that. It's just how we play such team-oriented basketball. And, you know, who doesn't love a good underdog story? I think it's dope to see us how we've come throughout the course of the season. So I think they should support it.
Well, we'll certainly keep our eyes on all things Valkyries for the end of the regular season, going into the postseason. And best of luck the rest of the way, Veronica. Thank you for joining us this week on In Case You Missed It with Khristina Williams here on iHeart Women's Sports.
Of course. Thank you, Khristina. I appreciate it.
In Case You Missed It with Khristina Williams is an iHeart Women's Sports production in partnership with Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment. You can find us on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.